Okay.
Okay. As you can see, we're kind of swapping out here. We were talking about throwing some lines in the cactus and stuff and then going green, but as it turns out, we really don't want to hit the black right there, which is probably the next step to re-dam this tip. So we're going to let the black in there wait and everything, because it's more important to her to start getting this border line done. So right now she's just re-inking some more black in there.
You can bring in.
I beg your pardon?
You can bring this in too, about this.
Oh yeah. Oh, about the custom itself or just the guns?
No, about the touching.
Oh, okay. I had told Joe to edit out anytime when I'm touching Holly's guns, because that's a no-no. I mean, you don't pick up somebody's infant child without asking. You don't touch a tattoo artist's gun.
Especially not a customized gun, period.
Yeah. And Holly, may I? And would you hand me your other one? All right. You'll notice I'm doing exactly what I told you. Yeah, thank you. What I told you before not to do. All right, but I'm actually more on the technical end. I do the repairs on them. I repaired 2 of Holly's guns already.
You brought my custom back to life.
Yeah, so the point being, people, is never ever touch the tattooist stuff. Even if you're friends with them. All right, I mean, Holly and I are fairly close friends and stuff. Go ahead and put it where I could reach it if I wanted to, Holly. And I'll show you, even with me, you'll never see me touch her gun without doing this. All right? May I?
Yes, you may.
All right. Just like they teach you in Boy Scouts about handling axes or knives. All right. And like I said, this is really an exception because I actually work on them.
The reason the needle.
Yeah. And she made a very good point, too, because a couple of times she had to remind me she had a needle in the gun. As a maintenance person and repair person, I'm always dealing without the needle. So she's right. I think I had turned that one up and I was getting close to my face with the needle. So again, you see the difference between someone that's more on the tech end and someone that's more of the artist. But the main point being is never ever touch, even if you're a tattooist, that even her mentor shouldn't pick up her gun without asking.
Frankie wouldn't without it.
All right, and so that's a big thing. I worried about it because it wasn't working and I was doing something, and I said, Joe, if you ever catch me touching the gun, don't show it because it's such bad, form. And then you quite correctly said, look, just do a little more explanation on it. Anyway, we're going to go for the border, and I'm really hip to this because this weekend coming up, I'm meeting up at my sister Lisa's house and my younger brother and stuff to have a little memorial party for my older brother who passed away last fall. And this way, even though it's not totally finished, I'll have the border done.
It'll be very, very close.
Yeah. And again, I will mention that normally a tattooist will not go to this next step until about 2 weeks after we did all that orange.
But it depends on how fast you heal.
Yeah, I'm an extremely fast healer, and Holly and I feedback constantly on the needle depth.
Put it in your sock.
So that we don't have the problems that you sometimes see. So there are going to be a couple of exceptions. I hate to be a do as I say, not as I do person, but I hope you understand that I also tattoo myself. Joel takes some pictures of my stuff. I'm not an excellent tattoo artist, but having a background in actually doing a number of tattoos, plus doing the maintenance and needle things, between that and her experience as the artist, we're bringing a lot of years in and hopefully passing some of the stuff on to you guys. Anything you want to say about the outline so far, Holly?
Okay, now if you notice in the outline to this, you notice some of these lines are at different points. Mm-hmm. But when I do the embroidery in the dark green, when I get it, that is going to be just like the patches.
Yeah.
Every stitch of embroidery is going to look like a patch on his leg.
And I think I mentioned it specifically because of the scraggly outlines. The idea being is that after she draws in a nice tight border, all of these little differences on a subtle level add to the realism, because the patch looks great if it's off. The minute you sew it on a uniform, there's going to be some variances where it stitches into the uniform. So a little bit of differences around the edges will catch the eye on a subconscious level. And as you can see from earlier, it's really great. You see the early flick right after this. You notice that, like I said, it looks like a badly drawn thing by a kid, but each stage of it, you start seeing what was necessary to produce the kind of realism that we're looking at.
Okay, so we're done with black for now?
Yes, ma'am. Do you want to touch up the orange, or are you going for the drab olive brown?
I'm going for the orange all the way around.
All right, that's why you didn't want to do the black over here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, you can do the orange, but